our broadcast engineer. Does that sound official and all? A chance to connect with Dr. Jason. The next topic, and before I even introduce her, this is just a general statement not aimed at anyone in particular. While we are always interested in new and different perspectives, the views of our guest speakers do not necessarily represent the views of the International Church of Metaphysical Humanism. All right, so hang tough, Jacinta. Her topic tonight is tapping one's power to heal the mind, body, and spirit. Dr. Jacinta Impalancana is a professional speaker, certified success coach, and the published author of 3 books. Dr. Impalancana graduated in 2014 with a PhD in Metaphysical Humanistic Science, summa cum laude from the Institute of Metaphysical Humanistic Science, our school, premier school. Additionally, as an advanced emotional freedom technique practitioner, her purpose is to employ her skills, experiences, and education through her success coaching and spiritual counseling programs to empower people and help them take their power back, which is always a good thing. And her website is tapthegood.com. Tapthegood.com. Are we good? Okay. I don't see. There we are. Dr. Jacinta. Welcome to the program. Tapping into one's power to heal the mind, body, and spirit.
Hi, everyone. I hope you see me. Do you hear me? Yes. Well, good evening. Thank you so much for having me here. And I'm going to be talking about tapping into one's power to heal the mind, body, and spirit. And I'll be really focusing on EFT, the Emotional Freedom Technique, also known as tapping. And you can tell I have an accent, so I'll be as slow as I can so that you understand what I'm saying. And it's really warm out here in California. I don't know what type of weather you have out here, but it's beautiful out here. So let me get straight into it. EFT, also known as tapping, was founded actually by a psychologist about 25 years ago called Dr. Rogers Callahan. And engineer Gary Craig is the one who developed it. And he was looking for ways of healing people's emotions because he was so tired of the healing ways whereby people were taking lots of drugs and all that. So he was looking for a way that could heal people's lives, heal their emotions without damaging their physicality. And that's how EFT was developed. EFT was developed based on an ancient Chinese healing modality called acupuncture. Now, just as the acupuncturists use needles to tap onto certain meridian points, as I'll explain later, EFT uses fingertips to tap on those points to heal the body, mind, and spirit. And so many people think that EFT is an energy healing modality. However, it is a modality that gets us to use our minds to heal the body, even the mind and spirit. Now, how exactly does it work? EFT works on the premise that our emotions are like stuck energy in our bodies. And how is that so? You see, our emotions are built. For instance, if you were a child of about 6 years, 7 years, before you turned 7 actually, and you experience your parents having a fight and they're screaming, and because you have not yet developed that cognitive attributes, your limbic system in the brain, that the flight fight system that saves us from danger, makes an alarm in your brain that it's dangerous. So as a child, you run and hide. However, when you grow up, every time a similar event comes up, you kind of like get so scared and run for your life. It kind of like reminds you, it's like a red tape that reminds you that there is danger. And those emotions log in our body not only to disrupt us from being creative and going for our dreams and expansion, they also could log into our bodies as physical disalignments. And it's based on the meridian system, like I said. And the meridian points, according to the Chinese, are those points through which energy exits our body and also enter through our body. And these points are, for instance, above the head, the eye, side of the eye, below the eye, the nose, the cheek, the chin, and everywhere else that you have to tap. So EFT works by tapping on those points as we focus on an emotion that we want to let go. And how does that exactly work? You may wonder. My own interpretation is that, let's imagine that you are in a room that has power points, let's say four power outlets, and you've been given instructions that you do not input any electrical equipment above a certain voltage. Now, if you put any electronic equipment above the required or recommended voltage, there is a short circuit, probably in the room and the entire area of the house. So the way to regulate the energy, the power in the house, is to remove that electronic equipment that has a different voltage and then go outside or wherever your box is and turn on the power again. And that's how we really operate. When you have a negative emotion, when you're worried, when you're fearful, when you're going through all these things, there is a disruption in your energy system. And EFT works by getting inside you as you tap onto these meridian points and getting face to face with these emotions. And you might wonder, how does that exactly work? Well, it even gets more interesting, because my own interpretation is that emotions are fed, they are fertilized by resistance. The more we resist them, the more they log into our psychic and bodies and promote fear, promote worry, even promote disease. So by tapping and mentioning, for example, this fear or worry, whether you believe it or not, you're actually getting in front of that emotion and telling it, hey, listen, I'm no longer resisting you. There is no reason for you to log into your system. And guess what? That emotion dissolves and and kind of like disappear out of your psychic. It's like, for instance, if someone is pushing against you and you're pushing against them, what happens? You end up pushing each other. But the moment you stop pushing, that person realizes that they no longer need to push against you. So they could push you and maybe you fall, but they won't need, you won't be contributing to that push activity. And that's how emotions really log into our bodies. So the moment we tap, it's like we are stopping the push, we are stopping the resistance, and these emotions find a way to let go and dissolve out of our systems. And actually, it's been proven scientifically. There is a doctor called Dr. Patricia Hiluni. She's a clinical nutritionist. And what she did one time, she got 6 people, and 3 of them were not really feeling well. So what she did is took blood samples from these 6 people. Now, she explains in her experiment that a healthy person, a happy person, a vibrant person's blood is like a free flowing river. A person with worry or stress or body disalignment, their blood is kind of like stuck. It's almost like a swamp. So she saw the result. 3 people's blood was flowing like a river, meaning that they were healthy and happy. And then the other 3 people were stressed or had some sort of ill-healthy disalignment. So what she did is get the 3 people whose blood were like a swamp and wasn't flowing, and got an EFT practitioner to tap for in just 5 minutes. When she took the sample again, the blood of these 3 people was actually flowing normally like a river. So that really proves it that EFT has a way to help our energy flow. It has a way to balance our energy. It has a way to regulate our internal energetic system and help us feel good about ourselves. Now, what does EFT heal? EFT, the beauty about EFT is that you don't have to use needles like acupuncturists. You don't even have to understand how it is, just like electricity. You just turn off the light. But do you really understand how it works? No, but it does provide the light, doesn't it? So EFT works so powerfully because it gets to the root cause of the problem. That's why it's not an energy healing modality per se. You use it to tap into the power of your mind to get to the root cause of whatever is limiting your expansion or stressing you or recalling in your life or whatever else that you're going through. And the thing about it is that sometimes EFT could work in as little as 5 minutes, even 2 minutes of tapping. Other times you could have to go longer. But either way, the more you tap, the more you remove all those layers of emotions that have built one upon another until you get to the root cause, and then the whole thing dissolves. Now, EFT has been known to heal so many things. It's been known to heal stress, worry, negativity, emotions that are created because of abuse. EFT has been known to open up people for inner intellect, vision, creativity. EFT has been known to inspire people to achieve their dreams, even find out who they are. You can literally use EFT to do whatever you want to do with it, as long as you tap into and get to the root cause of whatever is blocking you or preventing you from achieving your dream or even feeling better. Now, I'll tell you a personal story about EFT really healed my life. Among so many other things, when I was growing up, I think I was about 8 years, we had a neighbor who was very, very wealthy, and he used to import cars from China and so many other things. But this guy had a kind of like health looking stomach. I don't want to use the word big, but he had a kind of like health looking stomach. And I looked at this guy at 8 years and actually attached wealth to someone with a health looking stomach. You know what I mean, right? So I started eating and eating, and I was really, really skinny. I started eating my head out just to create a big stomach, healthy stomach, because I wanted to be rich by 12. So I started eating all sorts of things and all sorts of things, but I never gained weight, and I was so desperate. I would ask my mom and grandmom, and I'm like, why am I not gaining weight? I'll never get fat. And as a result of eating so much crap, my stomach I started getting allergies of so many things. I started having so much stomach pain. And then when I was about 15, I realized that every time anyone spoke about money, my stomach hurt so much. Every time when I started after university, when I started working, whether I was being given a paycheck, whether I was paying a paycheck, whether I was looking at my bank account, if it had anything to do with money, even if we went out to shop for food, every time I saw money, my stomach would hurt so bad. And I thought I had ulcers. I never really thought that it was something that I'd created. It was an emotion that I'd created for my life. So it so happened that when I was studying to be an EFT practitioner, I volunteered to go on stage, and we were dealing with money, money blockages, childhood memories, and all that. And I remember I was feeling good. I was like, no, I'm good. I don't have really bad emotions about money. And they started tapping. The moment they started tapping about EFT and money, my stomach, there was a sharp pain in my stomach that I literally fell off the chair in pain. And I remember the practitioner, the instructor saying, Jacinta, you have to keep tapping. You can't give up. You have to keep tapping. And amidst that pain, I continued tapping, and within 5 minutes, the pain was gone. And I never ever had to go through that experience. Of course, my stomach hurts once again, now and again, because of other things. But the pain I had because of money, the pain I had in my stomach was gone. And that really taught me one thing. That revealed to me, my instructor explained that I had carried that emotion of money into my stomach. And that's what really happens. Emotions have a way of logging into different parts of our body as long as we attach long-term feeling or beliefs. And then they start creating disalignment and discomfort, even disease. So EFT works by going to the first event that happened before you go to where you are. For instance, if you're sick, like I've dealt with so many clients who, for instance, come in and they can't see, maybe they have a vision disalignment. And all I do is go back, remove the layers, and go back to the first event when they had to wear glasses. And you find so many stories. Maybe someone told them your eyes are too big or too small, or they saw something that they never wanted to see. And once you remove the root cause, their vision increases. So EFT is really an amazing mind healing modality that can help anyone with anything. And it's not that you have to let it go. I mean, if you're on medication, it's not that you have to give up your medication to take on EFT. It's advisable that you remain taking your medication, but at the same time, if you can embark on it, use it, you will definitely see results in your life. So what have I done with it? I will tell you a little bit. I have a program called the 14 Days Love Liberation Boot Camp, and 7 days out of those days, the 14 days, you go through tapping through the chakras and releasing all the root causes of emotions that you've built over the years. And at the end of the 14 days, people get breakthroughs. And I've also written books in EFT, especially one for women called Love, Men, and Money. So in a nutshell, EFT is a technique that gets us to use our minds to heal our bodies, mind, and spirit. And if we get to the root causes of our emotions, we are definitely able to liberate our lives from these emotions and live the lives that we so desire. So thank you so much for listening, and I will see you soon in the next broadcast. Thank you, Dr. Kelly. Bye.